Finally, key Democrats are being honest about what their true position is on illegal immigration.
People are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes?
Well, my kids and I wash our own dishes. Thanks very much, Hunter. Well, Hunter Biden's comments are lazy, the product of someone who's either stupid or an open borders fanatic. The false argument is that any illegal who has a job should be exempt from the law. Oh, that's called de facto amnesty, sweetheart. But of course, Hunter is not affected by illegal immigration. His job of moocher son wouldn't be replaced by an illegal. And in New York City, an off-duty Border Patrol agent was enjoying a night out in the park when he was approached by two illegals with a different job. Well, their job was to rob him. And in the process, they allegedly shot him in the face. He shot back at them. One was hit and got on a moped. They ride those around in New York a lot, and went to the hospital. His partner in crime then dumped him like a rag doll and sped away. Both are from the Dominican Republic, both caught trying to get into the country, and thanks to Biden's wonderful policy there, they were released to terrorize Americans.
Miguel Francisco Moro Nunez is and has a rap sheet that is a mile long. The state of Massachusetts has an active warrant out for him for armed robbery with a firearm. He also has many other charges against him, such as kidnapping and witness intimidation. He was arrested 4 different times in New York City, and because of the mayor's policies and sanctuary city policies, was released back to do harm to people and to individuals living in this city.
Here to discuss is Stephen Miller, White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Stephen, thank the good Lord that this agent is okay. But others have not been so lucky, and Americans across the board have suffered either their pocketbooks, their school overcrowding, health care, and also horrific crime. Your reaction to Hunter Biden's F off comment?
Well, Hunter Biden's father, his administration, presided over the greatest invasion on American soil in American history. The mass theft and pillaging of American jobs, wealth, and security. And you're seeing the results of that with that video footage that we've all watched now of 2 illegal aliens with serial criminal records that Joe Biden, that the Democrats, the Democrat Party, purposefully let into the country, set free, had custody of, and released. And then they ambushed this brave CBP officer who, despite the injuries he sustained, fought off his attackers. And of course, one of those attackers, you can now see the footage, was dumped by his accomplice in an emergency room after sustaining 3 gunshot wounds. But this is happening all over this country. Joe Biden and the Democrat Party allowed millions of military-age men with criminal records and criminal intentions and criminal ambitions into the country to prey on us, to prey on our cities, to prey on our communities. Then on top of that, millions more are stealing our benefits, stealing health care, stealing spots in our public schools, and stealing the wages and the incomes of working Americans. It is a travesty across the board. Under President Trump's leadership, though, record numbers are being picked up, deported, arrested, jailed, and sent out.
And Stephen, instead of actually rethinking their sanctuary policies, especially just given all this crime and the filth and everything else, they're blaming the guy who's trying to fix it. Watch.
The Trump administration should spend the billions of dollars in taxpayer resources that it has to make this country as safe as possible by focusing on deporting violent felons. Not showing up at Little League baseball games, churches, schools, and hospitals.
Stephen, they will not take accountability, responsibility, because I really think they're, in their heart of hearts, they don't care if Americans are brutalized. They literally do not care, because they knew what was going to happen when they opened the borders.
Can you imagine getting a lecture on public safety from the party that has let child rapists and murderers into this country en masse? Do you have any idea how many little girls have been maimed and raped and killed by the illegal aliens that they let into our country, that they gleefully allowed into our nation? And they want to lecture us on public safety? They have destroyed the lives of countless thousands of Americans. And today, Democrats run sanctuary cities that protect and shield illegal aliens who have committed the most heinous crimes from deportation. In every one of these cases, look at the case right here, this CBP officer. His assailant was arrested and released, arrested and released, arrested and released, because Democrat policies shield these monsters from deportation by purpose and by design. Their policies are evil. They are intentional. They are malicious. They hate this country, and they want our people to suffer, and they have turned migration into a weapon. And when ICE and Border Patrol go out and conduct these raids, what do they find? Trafficked and enslaved children. They find offenders with rap sheets that go from here to the other side of the country. State after state, a trail of blood and suffering. And ICE and Border Patrol are getting these monsters out of our country, getting these predators out of our communities.
Well,
Under President Trump's leadership, murder rates are finally falling because these people are being sent home.
And L.A. Mayor Karen Bass, speaking of sanctuary cities, Stephen, was asked about, she's put put on the spot, basically, who should be deported, right? Well, who should be deported? They don't want anyone deported. But anyway, she avoided answering the question. Watch.
We are a city of immigrants. We have entire sectors of our economy that are dependent on immigrant labor. We have to get the fire areas rebuilt. We're not going to get our city rebuilt without immigrant labor. And it's not just the deportation. It's the fear that sets in when raids occur, when people are snatched off the street.
So, Stephen, we can't rebuild the Palisades unless we have illegal labor, because Americans never built anything, apparently, according to Karen Bass. I am so sick of the crops rotting in the field argument and the nothing will ever get built. Like, when I grew up, everybody worked construction in the summer. That was the best job you could get when you're in high school or college, was to work construction, because it paid so well. And kids wanted that job, but apparently they just don't want Americans to do that anymore.
If you look at photos of the Empire State Building being constructed in record time, by the way, what you don't see there are any illegal aliens. You look at the photos of us landing a man on the moon, you look at the NASA control room, you don't see any photos of illegal aliens. Americans built this country, Americans sustained this country, Americans have powered this country for 2.5 centuries. Nobody voted to turn Los Angeles, what was once one of the crown jewel cities of Americans, into a third world failed city. Nobody voted for the crime. Every day ICE is out there in Los Angeles deporting MS-13 gang members, 18th Street gang members, Sinaloa cartel gang members, Sureños gang members. You are talking about some of the most violent, sadistic, vicious, heinous people on the face of the earth. Who voted to put them here? Who voted to destroy our public education system, our public health care system, our hospital system? Nobody voted for it. You know what they did do? They voted for Donald Trump to clean it up, and by God, he is cleaning it up every day.
All right, Stephen, as always, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.